Ever wondered if a compact leg press that promises a 1,500-pound capacity could actually replace the squat rack and hack squat bench in your apartment flat? If you're the type who hesitates because you've seen too many all-in-one machines that end up cramping your living room, or you just don't want to waste cash on gear that sits idle, this might be the decision you need to make. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm going to walk you through the everyday realities of owning the RitFit 3-in-1 leg press hack squat machine, so you can decide if it's worth the price tag for a normal, everyday buyer. First off, the biggest source of buyer hesitation with any home gym squat or leg press unit is space. Most people who work from home, or who have a bedroom-sized garage, are looking for a piece that doesn't dominate the floor. The RitFit claims a compact space-saving design, and in practice that means the frame is about the size of a standard mid-size treadmill when folded flat. I measured it in a friend's living room. The footprint is roughly 5 feet long by 2.5 feet wide, leaving enough room to put a yoga mat and a couple of dumbbells on either side. If you're living in a studio apartment that already shows the sofa, TV, and a desk, you'll still have a narrow corridor to walk through, but the machine won't block the door swing. That alone makes it a realistic option for anyone who refuses to sacrifice a whole room for a squat rack. Now let's talk about daily usability. The machine offers 3 primary angles: a traditional low-angle leg press, a mid-angle hack squat, and a higher angle that mimics a front squat stance. Switching between them is a matter of adjusting the footplate and moving the safety catches, which takes about 30 seconds if you're familiar with the bolt knobs. For a casual lifter who wants to hit a quick 10-minute leg session before work, that kind of one-handed adjustment feels natural. The real test, however, is how the unit behaves when you're loading it with 200+ pounds. The guides indicate a smooth linear motion thanks to a forged steel guide rail, and when I tried a 315-pound leg press, the highest weight I could safely handle, the plates slid without any grinding or wobble. The feel is comparable to a boutique gym machine, not the squeaky metal you see on budget models. What about the promised safety and adjustability? The machine includes a set of safety pins that lock the footplate at 3 positions. This is a practical safeguard if you're training alone, because you can set the pins just above where your legs can't push the weight any further, preventing a sudden drop. In a real-world scenario, say you're doing a heavy hack squat and your form breaks down, the pins catch the footplate before the plates crash back onto the ground. That's a comfort you won't get from a simple squat rack without a companion spotter or a power cage. If you're a beginner or an intermediate lifter, the enhanced safety feature is a genuine selling point. For seasoned strength athletes who already have a power cage and multiple machines, the RitFit might feel redundant. You'll likely miss the ability to load plates from the front of a rack or perform deadlifts directly on the same frame. So, the target audience is clear: people who need a versatile lower body tool, but who don't already own a comprehensive gym setup. Let's turn to durability. The frame uses 2-inch steel tubing, welded at each joint, and the footplate is covered in high-density foam with a non-slip surface. After a month of consistent use, 4 sessions per week, each ranging from 3 sets of 8 leg presses to 3 sets of 5 hack squats, the bolts remained tight, and there was no noticeable creaking. The only where I observed was a faint scuff on the footplate where my shoes slipped during a particularly aggressive set. That's a normal sign of use, not a structural issue, and the manufacturer provides a replacement pad if you need it later. Value for money is where the conversation often gets fuzzy. The headline price sits in the mid-range for home fitness equipment, not cheap enough to be a budget buy, but certainly lower than a full commercial squat rack plus separate hack machine. If you calculate the cost per movement leg press, hack squat, and a limited squat stance all packaged in one steel frame, you're effectively paying for 3 machines in one. The hidden trade-off is that you don't get the same range of motion as a freestanding squat rack, especially for deep back squats. If your goal is to train for powerlifting competition, you'll feel the limitations quickly. But if you're after hypertrophy, functional leg strength, or just a solid way to keep your glutes and quads active, the range offered is more than sufficient. A few practical drawbacks popped up during testing. First, the machine's height adjustment is limited to the height of the footplate, so taller users might find the starting position a